Welcome back to the Thing of Ours podcast,
where we talk about all of life's highs and lows.
and everything in between.
This week is definitely a low for you.
Yes, because I am getting over a cold. I took a COVID test and it came out negative. Thank you, God. So I just have a common cold and I'm getting over it. So now my voice is raspy. And to be honest, I've always loved when I have this raspy voice. I love the raspy voice. I do. I think there's something about it that sounds sexy to me. The one thing that comes to my mind whenever I get sick, no matter what, and my nose is stuffed up, is I always look at people and be like, damn, they're so lucky they can breathe through their nose. I wish right now I can breathe through my nose. Things like that always come to my mind when, I have a cold and things like that. But so excuse me if my voice sounds a little raspy at times throughout this podcast. I feel like it gets raspy, it kind of goes away, but then it comes back. But I just want to apologize in advance if my voice sounds different or if it sounds the same. Well, there you go.
Yeah. You are getting better though. It's not as bad as it was a few days ago. Mm-hmm. It is definitely getting better. But
I'm very grateful. So how was your Halloween? I hope everyone's Halloween was good. Did you and your kids, your grandkids eat all the candy? Let me know in the comment section below. So good morning, happy Sunday, and welcome back to this Thing of Ours podcast,
where we talk about all of life's highs and lows
and everything in between.
I feel like we've already said that part.
Did we?
We definitely did, because after you said it, I said this week is one of your lows.
Oh my goodness. You guys, it's the medication. It's the medication that's affecting my head. All right. Anyways, well, if you guys missed last week where we did a little Halloween special, here's a sneak peek of what you missed.
And I remember actually going into some of the haunted houses with my dad. And yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. Yes, they were very scary, but it was fun. And I know my mom sat out on them.
That would be me. I'd probably be sitting there with her outside. Yeah. So I have a question to ask. How would you guys feel if the person you were seeing, and no, you're not married, well, even if you are married to this person or whatever, how would you feel if they still had pictures on their Instagram, on their Facebook, with their ex? I'm not saying Chris has barely any pictures of him, so it's not him, but it was just a question that randomly came through my head. So how would you guys feel if your significant other still had pictures with their ex, his or her ex, on their Instagram, their Facebook, their TikTok, whatever, their Tumblr, whatever's going on right now on social media? How would you guys feel if they didn't delete those photos? I'm curious. How would you feel?
Well, I mean, for me personally, I don't think it would really bother me. Mm-hmm. I think of everything in the past as in the past, right? And there's a reason why you've moved on from it. Whether you keep memories of it, because it's still your history. There's no reason to delete your history. And that's kind of how I feel about it. If you are just deleting stuff just because it had to do with a single person, I feel like you're actually deleting some of your history, and you're almost trying to erase a time of your life that you lived through, and you're not gaining anything from that experience, right? There's a reason why you moved on from it. And yeah, I just feel like...
So what you're trying to say, let me just see if I can understand this, is it's okay to keep pictures of you and your ex on your platform because it's a part of your history. And if you delete it, you're deleting a part of your history.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
So, okay, I understand.
How do you feel about it?
to be honest, like I've deleted my social media accounts so many times, Facebook, Instagram, and I just restarted with new pictures. So I don't have that problem. I really don't. I don't have access anymore to any old photos that I used to have. So unless actually I still have access to my prom pictures, but they're all actually like printed and none of them is even on Facebook. But to keep photos of me and my significant other on social media platform, it's just a no for me. Yeah. No, like for me at least, I'm not going to block anyone on social media. I just don't want to have a picture with somebody else on my Instagram. You know, the memories I will have on my social media is of me and me only, I guess, on, let's say, a mountain or on the beach of Cancun. I'm not going to keep a picture of me and my ex kissing. If I fall out in bad terms with someone, then I'm not going to keep them on my social media.
Okay, so what if it's good terms?
Huh?
What if you went your separate ways on good terms?
I think that, well, it's not just for me. I'm also thinking about the next person this person's going to date. You know, I don't want them to be like, oh, why does this person still have pictures of you on their Instagram? You know, or Facebook loves to be like, oh, here's a memory of 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, you know. Yeah. I don't want to see that picture pop back up on my social media account
every single year.
Yeah. And be like, oh, remember that time when you went to Cancun with so-and-so? Or remember when, you know, you kissed this person on Mount Everest? I don't know. But I'm just saying, you know, like, I don't want to be remembered. I don't want to remember that. I just want to remember having a good time, if it was a good time, on a trip. Type of thing, you know? So I'm thinking of myself, but I'm also thinking about the next person they're dating, you know? And the next person I'm going to date, I don't want them to be like, why do you still have this? Like, you know, not everyone's going to be chill like you and be like, I don't care, it's in the past. You know, not everyone's going to see it that way.
I do kind of understand where you're coming from. And at the end of the day, you're right. Like, I was kind of going a little overboard by saying you're deleting a part of your history, because you're not. The memory is always going to be there in your head, right? Like, you're going to know the things you did. You're not necessarily deleting it.
Exactly. And you could keep a picture of yourself on the beach. You don't have to have you and that specific person on the beach together to remember that you went to the beach.
Yeah. So I do kind of understand it from that perspective. Like, if you don't want to be reminded every year, like you said, of that person you were with or what you did, and stir up those feelings again every single year when Facebook decides it wants to remind you, then yes, go ahead, delete them. And then the other point you made about, like, let's say they start dating someone else and that person starts stalking your Facebook, right? And they're like, why does this person still have pictures of you? They must still be in love with you. Blah, blah,
I did not do this, by the way. That's just, it wasn't me. But I think it's common for people to be curious about what the next person or what the person before you've dated looks like, you know? And I mean, eventually you're going to run into these people. I mean, eventually, I mean, it's a possibility you never do, but there's a time where, you know, people
go to the mall and end up passing them.
Yeah, definitely in a small town. Like, we've run into your ex a couple of times. I've always been nice. She's always been nice. And we just gone our separate ways.
Yeah. We don't have like full on conversations or anything like that, but, you know, we're civil in a sense, I guess.
Yeah. You know, it was awkward as hell, but I didn't think anything of it, you know? So, but for the whole social media stalking, I'm curious to know how you guys feel. Do you guys go on? It doesn't even have to be an ex. I can be anyone that has walked across your path, anyone that you've talking to. Have you ever gone onto their accounts? Now, be honest. Obviously, you don't have to comment below because this is something that's vulnerable. You're putting it out there.
Don't say who you stalked. Just say, yes, I have done it.
Yeah. I'll say this. I've done it when Facebook suggested a friend. you know, and be like, oh, you have a new friend suggestion. And I'll click on the notification. I'll be like, oh, I knew this person. Wow, what happened to this person?
Yeah.
You know, so I'll look through their page, and that's when I will do a little bit of Facebook stalking, because now Facebook is like, wow, remember this friend that you went to high school with, you know? So I think that's where my Facebook stalking has gotten to. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go through and look for people's names. No,
but
unless...
You did go through my Facebook when we first started dating. As we mentioned in our How We Met video, you did your little FBI investigation.
But that's different. We met online. Okay, we met online. You could have been crazy. I could have been crazy. Yeah. And I need to know, you know, what you look like, you know, what pictures you have on there. Mm-hmm. I think it's normal if you meet someone online to be curious about who this person is. So why wouldn't you Facebook stalk?
Yeah. No, and you are right. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm just saying you did do it.
I think Facebook stalking, Instagram stalking comes a bad thing when you've become too invested in someone else's life. Yeah. I think that is the problem when it's gone too far, you know, when you can't let go. I think that is the whole problem.
Yeah. If you're just like kind of looking just to be curious quickly, like who is this person? Like you were saying, Facebook suggestions. A lot of the time they suggest people I actually don't even know. But then I look at their profile and I'm like, oh, I have like 20 mutual friends. I'm like, how don't I actually know this person then? Mm-hmm. Or did I ever meet them and I just don't remember? You know, little things like that. But I feel like one big thing that has started over the years, now that social media is a big thing, is applying for new jobs, right? When you're going for a job, I know when people have applied at places I've worked, we've always been like, oh, this person's coming for an interview. Let's look them up on Facebook.
Oh,
you
yes,
know?
Yeah.
Who is this person? You know, I feel like that has become a big thing where employers will look at your social media, right? And you may end up losing the job because of some of the things you have posted.
Yeah. But you said that happened to you before.
It actually happened to me when I moved to Ottawa.
Yeah.
They stalked me on Facebook. I showed up and I was a totally different person than who they thought was showing up.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was supposed to start working at a different location, and the people that I did interviews with, they actually seen me, but then they shipped me over to a different location that I'd never met a single person, not the manager, nobody there. So they stalked me on Facebook and thought I was someone else and thought they had mutual friends with me. But turns out, yeah, I knew no one there at all. It was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, like, who are you? You're showing up, the guy showing up with a man bun to work.
I never actually asked them what the other guy looked like, but I should have actually. I should have, now that I think of it.
But going back to the social media and, you know, relationships, do you think that your partner should be considerate of your feelings and be like, you know, even though these do create memories, I'm going to delete them because now I'm dating someone new to create these memories with?
Yeah. I think it definitely does depend on the person that you're with. Do they have reason to be, in a sense, self-conscious or untrustworthy because of their past relationships? Like, have they been cheated on before? Right? And then that's why they're looking at the pictures you have, like, why does he still have these? Or why does she still have these on here? Will he end up going back to them? Or will she go back to them? You know what I mean? In certain scenarios, I think you have to look at it from their perspective. Why would they potentially not want you to have those pictures?
Yeah. I think someone that has trust issues and hasn't healed before getting into a next relationship, they're forever gonna maybe think that, oh, they maybe just deleted the pictures because I asked them to, and they really kept these pictures on a hard drive somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, it's the possibility, you know, that's kind of like how they may feel like, oh, do you really think about this person? Are you over this person? They may ask you over and over and over again. Now in this relationship, I actually don't feel that insecure because now that I'm older, you know, I know I can bring stuff to the table. I know what I can offer. Your mom already told you
What'd she say? What'd she say?
Huh? You say it. I don't
What?
remember what she said. What she said?
That you're the best thing that ever happened to me?
Yes.
Is that what you're referring
Yes.
to? Anyway.
The whole reason why I'm actually bringing this up was because I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and we were, talking about like how many times should this person convince you, or like convince an insecure person in the relationship that they're there for them. They're happy with who they're with, which is you. Like how many times do you think that person should say that before it kind of like gets annoying and being like, why don't you trust me, type of thing?
But see, I think if you have to keep repeating yourself over and over and over again that, I've done this, I don't do this, like how much more can I do? That's the other person having trust issues. Mm-hmm. Whatever happened in their past, they cannot trust you no matter what you show them and no matter what you do. And I mean, it's tough, but I mean, if you really want to be with that person, that may be something you just have to deal with, or, really sit down and talk to them. Don't just say like, I do this, I don't do this, like how much more do I have to say, and start an argument. Actually sit down with that person and get to the root of the problem. Like, why are you having such a big problem trusting me? Don't do it in an argumentative way. Do it in a constructive way. Like actually sit down with them and be like what really makes you not trust me? I can understand your past, but what is it about me? What am I still doing that makes you not trust me?
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel about that part? Like,
I feel like I wouldn't be able to tolerate the Facebook stalking, the Instagram stalking.
But do you think you should work with that person?
If you could see yourself with this person long term, then yeah, I think then invest in, therapy and work with this person. But I think it does put a strain on the person that you're with, but how I see it as you should just respect that time of your life is over and you should just kind of move on and be happy with who you are with now, or try to find happiness in a way.
Yeah. No, and I do see it from that perspective.
For me, I have
like 5 photos.
I have 5 photos, 0 tagged. I just keep it that way because first of all, I don't really like being tagged in photos on Facebook.
The funny part is you never know what you're going to get. That person posting the picture is posting the best picture of them. They are not thinking about how you look in that picture.
I know.
You know what I mean? So you get tagged and then you just look like Shrek in the picture. Like, how dare you post that picture of me?
Yeah.
But then you ask them about it. Well, I look good in it. I didn't even notice. I'm so sorry.
That's why I don't like being tagged. Don't tag me in no photos like that, please. When I think of, people being tagged in them at some camp or at some party and they have like this big beer. What is it called? The
keg?
The keg, yeah. And then you have a pipe.
Doing keg stands or doing the beer funnels.
Oh, yeah. Like back in 2007. Let me know if that brings up any memories for some people. I never did that. Not putting it out there. I've never done that.
I definitely did.
Well, there you go. I wonder if...
And I used to have those pictures too. I did. A lot of them. My high school.
So should those pictures be taken down there? Because now that you're older and, I don't know if businesses...
Go
when
back
you apply,
that far?
Yeah, I don't know. But for me, I'm always curious to know who the person is behind what I'm looking at. That's the thing, that's the side of people where they kind of hide it, but then they kind of forget that that's on Facebook. Mm-hmm. So the whole world can see if you're their friend.
Yeah, if they go back far enough. I do actually have some friends that still have all those pictures. Mm-hmm. And I may not be tagged in some of those pictures, but...
There's still a way to get to those photos.
Yeah, I'm sure if I went on their Facebook, because I know a few people that still have all of them.
Yeah.
I guarantee you I'm in a few of those pictures.
How far back do you keep the photos?
Yeah.
I can't imagine seeing a photo on Facebook from that far back. I can't imagine it. So it's not just photos that, social media is still remembering. It's, oh, here's what you said on this date to this person, and it'll be you and this person tagged on it. But I'm just saying that it's more than just a photo. I think you're right about social media. Social media has become a new photo book.
Yeah.
Is it photo book?
Photo album.
Yes, thank you. It has become a photo album, not just for pictures, but also for the things you have said years ago, back in 2004 or 2007, whenever it started.
And people be getting in trouble for what they said in the past too.
Really?
Yeah. Look how many people, like celebrities mostly.
Oh, yeah, definitely on
right? They said
Twitter.
something back in the day, like 10, 20 years ago. And people find it somehow and bring it up. And then they're getting canceled because of it.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's interesting to see how social media has grown over the years, and it has become an online time capsule.
Yep.
It's a positive and a negative thing,
And it's interesting to see like how you've grown throughout the years and to the new person you are now compared to who you were, right?
Yeah.
So I think that part of Facebook sharing your memories is kind of cool.
I don't know. I kind of like the whole social media account and the whole time capsule, but I also like the fact that you can still delete pictures. Obviously, once you put it out there, it's never really deleted, but I still like the fact that you can delete them and kind of like restart fresh your time capsule. That's something that I do like.
Okay. So I know Facebook does have a feature
that
you can lock photos and just put it like,
do?
Only you can see it.
Okay.
So
I didn't know that.
If you went on
go look for its feature.
If you went on their Facebook, like on their phone, you may see those pictures. But if you're on your phone looking at their profile, you would never see them, right?
Yeah.
So is that okay to keep those pictures for yourself, or do you need to delete them altogether? I mean, back in the day, right, before really social media and you posted everything there and like digital cameras, it was all physical copies that would just get stored away in boxes, right? And I don't think people really threw those out.
No, I still have my prom pictures. I still have them. I still have like my partying pictures, but they're all printed.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, I guess so. Is there a difference between putting in an album and putting on Facebook for the other person to see? I think the difference is, I guess, you're on social media almost every day. And every year it's going to remind you, you're not going to go in your basement every day, or you're not going to go in your basement every year and be like, let me look through these photos.
No, exactly. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. Why I personally think it's kind of okay to keep the pictures, because we're talking too short term. We're talking about when you're with the next person. We're not talking about when we're 70, 80 years old and we're actually looking back on our life and the things we've experienced and the people we met and the people we were with. Like I feel like that's a totally different topic. Right? Because you do want to have memories of your past once you start getting older, because that was your life. Like you're nearing the end of it. Like that's what you experienced.
Listen, I'm okay with just printing off the pictures and hiding them. I just don't want to see it. That's how I am. I don't want to see the pictures, I don't.
But do you think what I just mentioned about once you start nearing the end of your life and you start getting older and you want to look back on your experiences and things you've done and trips that you've taken, regardless of who it was with at the time?
What I think where the issue lies is something that's going to constantly remind you of your past, like the pop-ups of the memories.
So, I mean, do you think social media kind of made it in a way so it's very easy to just delete your history? Like it almost, I don't know how I want to word this question, but like I feel like back when we actually had physical printed pictures, right? You always just stored them in boxes and they would just always be there, right? Now with social media, it's so easy to just delete that picture, delete this one, post this, and there's no real like it has less value, I feel. I feel like the digital pictures, they literally have less value. They're just easily erased and they're gone forever, right? I don't know. I feel like, in a sense, social media has kind of, and the digital aspect of pictures has disrupted the way we used pictures once upon a time.
One thing I think I kind of wish I did do, though, was to save some pictures. You are right, because when I think about the memories, sometimes, like right now, I'm like, oh, I wish I had a picture to show you, this black dress that I wore. Like it's things like that, but that I want to show, you, or show a friend, like, oh, I used to wear this black dress, or I had these shoes, man, you got to see these shoes. And I'm looking through, I'm like, oh wait, I know I wouldn't have a picture because
you deleted everything.
Yeah, I deleted everything.
So it's not necessarily deleting all pictures. You think you should just delete some pictures?
Yes. Yeah. I think some pictures.
So let us know in the comments below how you feel. Should all pictures get deleted? Should some pictures get deleted? Or is it okay to keep them all, regardless of the situation and who you're with, because it is part of your history? Let us know what you guys think.
So thank you for listening to this podcast, and we will see you guys next Sunday. Hope you enjoyed your weekend, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
What am I supposed to dress up as? I don't have nothing.
You don't have a costume? Like, you don't have anything nerdy? Or?
No. I can put my glasses on.
All right. Well, I'm going to change.